So, in the latest push by the NRA and just scared, fearful people in particular, they want teachers to carry guns. Now, this is a terrible and absolutely terrible idea. One, where are those guns going to be placed? Are they going to be in a locked drawer? And if so, a teacher's probably not even going to have time to get to that if an armed shooter busts into a room, into a classroom, etc. Second off, it's going to be a shootout between the teacher and the shooter. Most likely the teacher is going to be armed with a pistol. 99.9, they're not going to have a shotgun. It's going to be a pistol. It's going to be something they can carry. So do they carry this pistol on them? What if students get into a fight and the teacher goes to break it up and they snatch that gun off of the teacher? What if the gun falls out and drops and accidentally goes off? There's so many bad situations that could come from this. Teachers are there to teach. They're not security guards. They're not police officers. Second off, you really want people to have a fucking shootout while your children are there? So say a gunman breaks into the school, right? He starts shooting. So the answer is, oh, well, the teacher has a gun. The teacher's going to fire back. First off, you've never been in a situation of getting shot at. I have multiple times. I've been shot multiple times and been in situations where people try to take my life. It is not like you think. It is not the fucking movies. It's not, I'm going to pull my gun and I'm going to take my training and no. You're just firing or somebody's firing at you. You really want somebody panicking in a fearful moment trying to save their life, firing shots? Do you know how many children are going to get hit with ricochets? Do you know how many bullets have the potential to go through the classroom wall and hit people in the classroom next door, etc.? Not to mention the teacher's still probably going to die. Because if you got a 9mm and I got an AR-15, your ass is dead. You might hit me once or twice. Probably not. Because these teachers, you might put them through training, etc., but you can't put them through a situation where they've actually had their life threatened and somebody was trying to kill them and they had to defend themselves, either die or kill the person that's trying to shoot them. So there's going to be a bunch of shootouts in these schools where people are getting hit. There's going to be incidents where teachers get their guns stolen. There's going to be incidents where guns accidentally fire. There's so many. So the answer to stopping gun violence is not more guns. This is NRA propaganda. This is bullshit. This is them using fear-mongering tactics to go around the issue that's at hand. The age to buy a firearm needs to be raised. 18 years old is too young to buy an automatic weapon. The background checks and mental health checks need to be stronger. We need better mental health care of our children in this country. And we need better security in schools. We need doors that only open one way. You push them out, they can't be open from the outside. There's a reason for this, and it's not complicated to put these locks on the schools. As a matter of fact, majority of schools already have doors that only open one way. I know my school did, and I went to school in the fucking hood in Albany. So I know if I went to school in the hood and we had these shits in 1996, there's no way in hell that your schools don't have the same type of doors now. It's not complicated. But arming teachers so that they can have a shootout with a gunman in a building full of children, untrained teachers, even if they're trained, you're going to bring them to the shooting range. You cannot train somebody for combat. This is combat. There's going to be somebody with an assault rifle or an AR-15 or a shotgun or some big high firepower weapon trying to murder you. You cannot train for that. We're going to hire ex-vets to be school teachers. That's not even something that we can actually do as a society, etc. Having teachers carry guns is not the answer. Raising the age of legal gun ownership, doing better background checks and mental health evaluations. There is no reason why any state should have a no permit gun fucking law like Texas. Texas had a mass shooting, not this one, but the one before, a mass shooting about a year ago, 2 years ago. And right after it, they passed a gun law that people can carry guns around without even having a permit. So you're not even doing background checks to get a gun. Are you fucking serious? The answer is not less laws and more guns. That is the way to get people killed. You know why firearms are not allowed in New York City, why they're so hard to acquire, etc.? Because it's too crowded. A classroom in a school is too crowded to have a shootout. It's not that people in New York City think that you shouldn't have guns or people don't want guns. It's that if you get in a shootout with somebody on a subway train, you're going to hit 30 people that have nothing to do with it. But you want a teacher. This is a teacher. This is an educated person, not a soldier, to have a firearm and to shoot it out with a murderer who comes into the school with a weapon of fucking war. You might feel like that's a good idea in your fear, but logically, and when you really sit down and think about it, you know as well as I do, it's a dumbass idea and it's NRA propaganda.